Hey yo, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back. We're making predictions again. Sorry about last week, but it was the holidays. We usually upload our predictions on Thursdays, and well, last Thursday just happened to be Thanksgiving. But it's okay. We always write down our predictions anyways. So we're gonna go over what happened last week. Surprisingly, I did so freaking well. It's just unbelievable. I only got like 4 games wrong, and so it's like 12 out of 4. That's insane. The only games that I got wrong was the Jags game, the Seahawks, the Broncos, and the Eagles games. Everything else I got right, which is pretty damn awesome. All right, so I went 12-4 last week, and I am now, and with that score comes out to 110-62 this season. So now we're gonna be moving on to this week. Oh boy, I gotta say I'm pretty darn good at making these predictions, guys. I gotta say, even though sometimes I do get them a little bit wrong. So as I already have my predictions written down, so let's just go to the phone. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so for this week, it's going to be the Cowboys versus the Vikings. Cowboys have been freaking on some type of trip already. They've had a wonderful season, and you know what? I think it's going to continue. The Vikings have been bad ever since, I don't know, many weeks ago. So I'm going to pick the Cowboys to go ahead and win this game. The Lions and the Saints. Surprisingly, these two teams have been on and off. The Lions have been more or less winning, and then the Saints have been kind of on and off, winning and losing. But I'm going to go ahead and say they both won last week, so I'm going to go with the Lions. They just, I don't know, they somehow seem to win a little bit more often than the Saints do. Just, not by a lot, but just like a little bit more. Next game we have is the Rams versus my Patriots. And of course, and this is a little bit of a tricky game. So far I've been hearing some whisperings that Tom Brady might be sitting this game. I highly doubt that, but if that's the case, then Jimmy Garoppolo will obviously be starting. Again, it's the Rams. I don't expect a whole lot from the Rams, but it's going to be a little bit interesting if Jimmy Garoppolo ends up playing. Either way, I still think the Patriots might end up winning. I think it just might be a little bit more closer if Jimmy Garoppolo plays. Next we got is the Broncos and the Jaguars. Broncos have been on a pretty bad losing streak. I think they've lost like maybe 2 games. I don't know. There's too many games going on. But I do believe that the Broncos will be winning this time. I mean, it's the Jaguars. The Jaguars have, Blake Bortles has thrown like so many picks. It's just unbelievable. So of course I'm going to be picking the Broncos to go ahead and win this game. Next we have is the 49ers and the Bears. Really? I mean, it's like the 2 worst teams in the NFL, other than like the freaking, what is it? The Browns. I'm gonna have. I mean, I think the Bears might be just a little bit better because they've won like a little bit more games. Like I think 1 more game than the 49ers have. So of course I'm picking the Bears, and it's not a whole lot of confidence. I do believe this can go either way. Next we have is the Texans and the Packers. Packers won last week. The Texans, I think the Texans season is done. I think they're done. I think the Packers in some form or way are done. But I do believe that the Packers will win this game. Still might end up going to the playoffs as a wild card. I don't know yet. Next we have is the Chiefs and the Falcons. Chiefs, both of these teams won last week. I think the Chiefs might be just a little bit better, but I gotta say that the Falcons, I mean, they just got a whole lot of firepower. The Chiefs' defense and the it's just all sorts of confusing. Again, I do believe this can go either way, but I'm gonna pick the Falcons to go ahead and win. Next we have is the Dolphins and the Ravens. Now, Dolphins, I don't know what's gotten into them, but they just seem to be winning all of a sudden, and I don't think they've given up this season yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Dolphins to win. The Ravens just seem to be in turmoil right now. Next we have is the Eagles and the Bengals. The Bengals, I don't know what, I mean, they've lost some key players. I don't know what's going on with AJ Green right now. I don't know if he's gonna be sitting this game or if he's back. And the Eagles, they've been losing, but I am going to pick the Eagles just because I think they are a little bit more complete, they're a little bit more healthy, and they have a little bit more of their actual players starting than the Bengals do. Next we have is the Bills and the Raiders, the Oakland Raiders, surprisingly. Oh, the Oakland Raiders, man. I like the Oakland Raiders. They are a very funny, weird team to watch. They somehow have been barely getting away with not losing games the past few weeks. So, but again, this is the Bills, and I think the Bills have thrown in the towel on their season. So, I am gonna say the Raiders will win this game. I mean, it's just no contest. Next we have is the Buccaneers and the Chargers. Surprisingly, the freaking Buccaneers beat the Seahawks, holding them to only 5 points, which is crazy. I am gonna say they are going up against the Chargers, and the Chargers. Let me see. Let me just look really quick. The Chargers did win last week, but so did the Buccaneers. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say that the Buccaneers are gonna win. I think the Buccaneers just have a little bit more talent right now than the Chargers do. Alright, so the next game we have is I think one of the most interesting games so far is the Giants against the Steelers. And the Steelers have been, a little bit shaky, and the Giants have also been a little bit shaky, but if I was to, this is a pretty interesting game because both teams have faults and both teams have pretty good. Both defenses are bad, and then both offenses are pretty good. So I think this might be a shootout to see who can score the most. I think Odell Beckham, Antonio Brown. Don't know who the running back for the Giants is. I don't think it's anybody. I don't know if Rashad Jennings is still playing, but I am going to be leaning towards the side of the Steelers just because I think they are a little bit more complete. Ben Roethlisberger, I think he's back a little bit more. He's probably not 100%, but Eli Manning is Eli Manning, and yeah, it's just not all that consistent. Next we have is the Redskins against the Cardinals, and as much as I want to lean towards the Cardinals, I'm gonna have to lean towards the Redskins. I think the Redskins have been playing a little bit more well, and even though they've been losing, but so have the Cardinals. But I think the Redskins might come away with this somehow. I just see it. It's just gonna be weird the way it's gonna happen. But I do believe it could go either way also. The Panthers and the Seahawks. I feel like we've seen this game many times, and somehow it's always the Seahawks that end up winning. So I'm gonna go with the Seahawks that end up winning. The Panthers have not been the team that they were last year, and they're barely struggling to win any games this year. So I think the Seahawks might end up winning. Might end up winning this game. And the last game we have. So the worst game, I think, other than the other game with the 49ers and the Bears, the Colts and the Jets, Monday night game. Quite honestly, I think the Jets have thrown in the towel. I don't know if Fitzpatrick is starting again or if Bryce Petty is starting. Either way, I think the Colts are going to win just because I think the Jets have, decided, what, our season's done. They might be playing for the best, for a better draft pick at this point. So yes, the Colts are going to win. I don't see any way that the Jets are going to win at all. But that concludes our predictions this week, guys. So we'll obviously be seeing how they turn out next week. If something bad happens, we'll obviously write things down. We'll always talk about it the following week. But we also have some things coming up this week that are also interesting. If you guys don't know, something interesting. I'm gonna be looking for it. If it does show up, I will obviously talk about it during the weekend. Obviously, I will also be watching a movie this weekend. Horror movie. I think it's Incarnated. I think that's what it's called. I'll also be watching it, so that will also come out this weekend. So that's the end of this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, by all means hit that like button. And if you thought this video completely sucked, there's a dislike button right down there for you to press, as well as if you did like this video, by all means hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to us here at Gamers Take, and we'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace.